Why is it these people who were, this is so awful, I didn't know that were, say, part of the safety and trust issue at Twitter, who are now training the bloody AIs? How did that horrible situation come to be?
It's the same dynamic. It's the big AI companies have the exact same dynamic as the big social media companies, which have the exact same dynamic as the big universities, which have the exact same dynamic as the big media companies, which is you have these either formal or de facto cartels. You have a small handful of companies at the commanding heights of society that hire all the smart graduates. As I say, take a step back. You don't see ideological competition between Harvard and Yale, right? Like, you would think that you should, because they should compete in the marketplace of ideas. And of course, in practice, you don't see that at all. You see no ideological, competition between the New York Times and the Washington Post. You see no ideological competition between the Ford Foundation and any of the other major foundations. They all have the exact same politics. You see prior to Elon buying Twitter, you saw no ideological competition between the different social media companies. Right today, you see no ideological competition among the big AI labs. Elon is the spoiler, right? He is coming in to do he's going to try to do in AI what he did in social media, which is create the non-woke one. But without Elon, you weren't seeing that at all. And so you have this consistent dynamic across these sectors of what appears to be a free market economy, where you end up with these cartels, where they sort of self-reinforce and self-police, and then they're policed by the government. And anyway, so I want to describe the general phenomenon, because that's what's happening here. It's the same thing that happened to the social media companies. And then this gets into policy it's into very serious policy issues on the government side, which is the government going to grant these AI companies basically protected status as some form of monopoly or cartel in return for these companies signing up for the political control that their masters in government want, or in the alternative, is there actually going to be an open AI universe, a true open AI, like truly open, where you're going to have a multiplicity of AIs that are actually in full competition, right, competing, and then you'll have some that are woke, and you'll have some that are non-woke, and you'll have some trained on new material and some trained on old material, and so forth and so on, and then people can freely pick. And the thing that we're pushing for is that latter outcome. We very specifically want government to not protect these companies, to not put them behind a regulatory wall, to not be able to control them in the way that the social media companies got controlled before Elon. We actually want like full competition. And if you want your woke AI, you can have it, but there are many other choices.
Well,